Girl, we got some tea?
With the honey and the sugar.
Nah, we gonna need some wine for this one.
Well, wine me, please.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Wine Me Please podcast. It's your favorite trio. It's Shaniqua.
It's your girl Dominique.
And Candace.
Y'all already know why we're here, to set y'all straight. Just kidding. Just to provide y'all a little knowledge and to have some good old couch conversations. Okay.
The big comfy couch. Y'all remember that show?
Yes, actually I do. I used to like that little show. Anyways, Candace, tell us what wine we drinking today.
Girl, we are drinking your wine, the Wine Me Please Riesling, okay?
Yes,
I'm
Savannah
excited about this. The tasting notes are white peach, pineapple, and mouth-watering acidity. Dry with a hint of sweetness to it and light body. It is 13% alcohol. For the Charcuterie Board, we have sweet heat habanero cheese with salami, turkey for our non-pork, and harvest wheat crackers. So,
I'll give you that in a second.
I have
I can
your
smell it
other wine
already.
was slapping, so I'm pretty sure this wine is amazing.
Yeah, I
So.
know what we do. Swirl it, sniff it, sip it. It's strong too. You can smell the 13%. We always
so
miss
far,
it. I know,
you
right? Ooh. Baby, I ain't gonna be able to drink all that.
That's strong, but a good kind of strong.
That's strong.
And it's only a little dry.
It's still sweet. It's still
Yeah, I was gonna say
Okay,
it basically said what it said.
Yeah.
Like, it got the
I
sweet,
Got the little
it got-
hint of sweetness.
Yes.
And we actually when we was making it, we actually added a little bit more sweetness to it.
Yeah,
Because it was a little bit more dry than what it was. I was like,
it has a nice aftertaste.
I need to put a little hint up in there.
Now this good, y'all. But y'all know it's strong.
It's
for me.
13%, and it is 13%. That's all
Not
I'm gonna say.
12.5, not 12.9.
I'm just saying.
13.
It's
Let's
doing its
eat our
job.
little charcuterie. Let's see. I've been
got-
dying to try this cheese out.
I got the good stuff because I got the salami. So
Well, I like this cheese.
Is it real hot?
No, not at all. Well, it got like a very, 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 very small kick in it when you eat the little pepper.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not. I like it.
It's good. Can you put that over there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got a nice kick.
I do got a nice little
The
kick.
cheese, right?
Is this like a meltable cheese? Like you can melt it real good for like nachos or something?
I think it'd be good for a queso.
That's what I'm thinking. Like
Probably.
like a rotel dip.
Probably.
It'd be a nice rotel.
I'm sure. I feel like any cheese could be, just about any cheese could be melted. Because it was a block cheese. So, probably, girl. Chop it up. Melt it. Okay.
Try that. Yeah, you got the
Tell the
sip some.
people what we talking about today.
Well, I thought it's important for us as women to have a conversation about business, finances, setting financial goals.
Not you whispering. I thought it was.
Oh, my bad. I was trying to be, I put on my politically correct voice. My bad. We retired that last year. My bad. In
I
2024.
took my mic down so y'all want to hear me smacking because I'm about to go in. So
I'm going to leave the cheese alone, but I'm going to finish my meat and crackers. But, yeah, just setting financial goals for ourselves. Like they said, you know, Black women are the fastest growing entrepreneurs. And so with our success, what are we doing with our money? What are we doing with our finances? How are we setting ourselves up for the next generation, for ourselves? Just a little cushion, right? So I figure we talk about that a little bit in our journey with trying to figure that out. Because I can tell you right now, I'm a novice. I'm a baby. I don't.
Right.
People start talking about stocks and stuff like that, and I just.
same. And I want to be there though.
I do too. I want
I
to
need to
so
be there.
bad.
You are there, so tell us. Let us know.
Let you know which part you want to
Big
know
meat.
about.
Big
Write us a book.
Tell them about the appreciating value.
I ain't that there.
You more there than us.
Girl, I
got
downloaded
toes dipped
Robinhood.
in.
I downloaded Robinhood. That's as far as I got.
Girl, no, bye. No, if you're gonna do it the correct way.
Go ahead.
Like through your retirement.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna talk about that.
I knew something. A little bit.
So if you're gonna like invest in stocks and stuff, I definitely now let me make this very clear to our viewers. I am no expert. I'm still learning, but I got basic knowledge down. Right, I took a stock trading class and all the other stuff. So if you're gonna invest, you want to make sure you get like reputable companies, like accounts with like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, stuff like that. Because those people you can also talk to, have meetings with to set up those different accounts, and it makes sense. And you can day trade through them. Like I day trade sometimes. You can buy your stocks. Like I have different retirement accounts. So like I have a Roth IRA. I have a traditional IRA from my previous jobs that I transferred over. And then I have a solo 401k because I'm a business owner. So no one is contributing to that but me. Right. And so through all those, and then I have a regular brokerage account. And all those accounts are with are through Fidelity. Right. And so you can buy the stocks and then the goal is, well, you got to figure out your goal. Are you doing long term or short term? So your retirement accounts are more so long term, right? So you do want to buy stocks that are good for long term appreciation, right? The goal is not to be going in there and you're
get rich quick. It ain't like
that. That's not what that is. Your brokerage account, you can do that. But your retirement account, the goal is to, because a lot of people think, I'm going to put money into my 401k, but your money isn't doing anything unless you actually invest.
Yeah.
And so you do want to make sure that you are investing in stocks. And for those of you wondering, like, well, what stock should I invest in? Invest in what you spend money on, right? I got hella Apple products around this bitch. I'm going to invest in Apple, right?
True. You go to Amazon, you shop at Amazon.
I shop at Amazon. I got hella shares in that Amazon.
Shares be
and you can... Man, and you can get them in. You can also buy like fractional shares too, because sometimes it's a little bit expensive. But it just depends on like which company your accounts are with. Let me see, what's another one? Amazon, Apple, Starbucks. I go to Starbucks and bitch, give me my money.
Right.
I'm spending money, give me something back, right?
Yeah.
Google.
Yeah, Google.
Right, that ain't going nowhere. Certain airlines.
Yeah.
Certain medical stuff. So, like, you just gotta really do your research. But I tell everybody, just at the very least, start with what you are spending money on regularly. Target. Go to Target once a week.
True.
Got it. So, if you go to Walmart, and I got stocks in both of them, to be quite honestly.
Yeah.
Quite honest. So, that's just like the very basic. If you don't know what you're doing, that's the very basic of it all. Then you have, like, trading. Right?
Is that the fun part? I look like we listening. Is that the fun part, or is that the stressful part?
That is the stressful part, cause I day
time
trade.
specific, right?
Yeah, it's time specific, and it's like watching the market because you literally are watching the market to see what's happening, right? So when do you get in? When do you get out? And if you're gonna day trade, you have to have time that you can like literally dedicate to that.
Sit there and watch it.
Yeah, or you can also it's also a thing called swing trade, right? So you may buy it today, but your expiration on it, like it doesn't expire until maybe like next Friday. So you can walk away and let it do what it's gonna do. But you can set parameters for it to kick itself out, right? So a prime example, if I got into this trade contract, I'm going to make this as very simple as I can. If I got into this trade contract at 50 cents and I predict that it's going to go up to $1, right? That contract would be worth $1. I can set it so that when it hits $1, it kicks me out and I take my profit and it's in my account, right? Or if I think it's going to go down,
get out at them.
Exactly.
So trade. What are you trading?
The stock itself. You're trading the stock market. So you're buying like
not Pokemon cards.
I'm dead. So like you can trade, like one thing I trade is SPY, right? SPY, I'm not even gonna get into all that because I could see y'all wheels turning.
So she said
using one of the ones that's like very lucrative, right? Because SPY is made up of like a bunch of companies. So like Apple's a part of it, Google's a part of it, whatever. So if all those companies are going up, SPY is gonna do well, right? So that's very, very volatile. So like if it goes up, you get in the first thing, you can ride it up and you can ride it down. You can make money both ways. So that's like one thing I trade, but that's one of those things that like you need to be there watching it. You can't be like, oh, let me go do this. For 4 hours, right? Then... If you don't have your stuff set in motion, you need to be sitting there watching it. But it can make you money, right? But the thing about trading is that you have to, which is the hard part for everybody, because it's a psychology behind it, right? You have to take your emotions out of it.
Yeah, you gotta be willing to risk.
Yeah, because I've blown up my account before, right? And I don't, let me be very clear, I'm not trading in my retirement accounts.
Right, you being smart about it.
Yeah, some people do
this
that.
This is money you're not afraid to lose.
Exactly. I have a brokerage account for that. So it's not, and that's through my Charles Schwab account. I don't mix the two. Fidelity is over here, Charles Schwab is over here. That's only for day trading. So I've had times like my account went up and then boom, I'm back at zero because I done blew it up. And if you're at zero, then you gotta put more money in that account. Right. I don't let it get to zero. But yeah, but if you learn it, I took a class. Shout out to Stocks and Stilettos. Shout out to her. I took her trading class and I learned, it was like a 3-month class, and like you learned everything and what to do. But it's always like a growing knowledge type of thing.
You're ever learning things.
Yeah, because you be like, what the fuck?
How come I didn't know about that?
That's definitely, I'm trying to get more into the investment. So I have two retirement accounts. I have a Fidelity and then I have a Mutual of America account. So I just converted all my funds that was in my Fidelity account because now I have a pension. So I converted what was a 401k over to a Roth account. Random things, right? I didn't know this because I actually had 2 Fidelity accounts from 2 different jobs, and then a Mutual America account. One of my accounts, which has the most money in it. One of my accounts, which has the most money in it, they won't let me switch it over to a Roth IRA without my husband signing off on it.
Are you serious?
Which is crazy because he wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Why is it? Wow. Did they tell you why?
Do y'all file taxes together?
We do.
Yeah.
So that's honestly probably.
But that shouldn't even be the reason why, because we file taxes together and I've done my accounts is by myself.
I'm not sure which one it is or why it's like that. When I talked to her, she was just like, "Oh, you're married," and I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Okay, well, in order for us to transition this account over, we're gonna send you a form because your spouse has to sign off on it."
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
It's crazy. Anyway.
That's why marriage is a business.
It is. It really is a business.
It is. But anyway, yeah, so one of my accounts, I am gonna just take the tax hit out on it because I've been interested in more investments anyway, but now that I have a kiddo, I'm really trying to set him up. Like I want my child to have that life where it's just like, oh, you need a down payment for your house?
Yeah, absolutely.
I got you. You want your first car? I got you. And I don't want this to come out of my direct funds.
I already had this here waiting on you.
I already had this here waiting on you.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like, but I want this to be something that I can do for him. He's gonna definitely know the value of $1, but at the same time, there are some.
Why make him struggle if he ain't got to?
I don't desire to have that child who is like, to have that mindset. I'm trying to break the mindset of, in order to be looked at as black, you had to experience certain type of struggles. If my baby say he ain't never had noodles, he ain't never had noodles. They in the house, but if he ain't never had them, he ain't never had them. You know, so so that's why I'm like really big on like my finances now and just like investment accounts. I want to be set up. If me and my husband do happen to have to, if we can't have an in-home caregiver, but we could go to a luxury senior citizen home, I don't want my child to worry about paying for that.
Exactly.
We already got an account for that. It's already paid for. It's already taken care of. So, and we're gonna be older when he's 30. We'll be 65. So I'm really focused on that now, which is why I'm like, okay, I have to get my finances in order because I don't want to be anybody else's. I don't want to be his burden.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Thinking about that too.
Yeah, I remember when she first gave birth. It was like a couple weeks later. I was like, "So, do you have social security number yet? Because you need to set up X, Y, and Z."
Exactly. You like,
"Did you do it yet? Did you do it yet?" She was like, "I didn't get the card yet." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I remember."
You try to set little man up, like
like let's get
him a credit card, get his credit going.
Exactly.
Get it together. Let's get, because I'm such a firm believer that like at this point in life, like, we have nieces and nephews and all that stuff. I'm not buying toys somewhere. I'm not buying clothes. Set your kid up an account and let me contribute on birthdays and Christmas.
To that account.
That's very smart.
Because toys, they ain't gonna use them toys for the rest of their
barely
life. Clothes they gonna outgrow.
Yeah.
I'd rather, it's not to say I'm not gonna buy them a little toy, but I'd rather buy them a little cheap little toy. And
right.
I want to contribute to your future.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it can be done, and then like just really learning about like how it benefits you, like, okay, and then the different accounts that you have, right? One is like pre-tax and then like post-tax. So like one of your accounts, when you retire, you get all the money. They don't take tax out, right?
Right.
While the other one, they gotta take their taxes out because, you know, and I think it's Roth IRA, you
Roth
get all your
IRA,
money
Roth
because
accounts,
that's
they
after
take the
tax.
taxes, yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that. But your traditional IRAs, when you pull that down, they gotta take the tax out or something
if you
like
don't
that.
pay for it up front, because that's what I did. I ended
Yeah.
up pulling some of it out, and then I just paid the taxes on it up front. So I got less than what I pulled out, but that's because I paid the taxes on it.
Yeah.
On it up front. But yeah, like it's super important. I think about like our like white counterparts or like even like just other race counterparts, and like I feel like where we are in our generation is where their grandparents
That
and
part.
great grandparents
That part.
were.
Yeah.
So it's like we have so
We're playing
much
catch
to
up on.
to catch up on, you know, and it's just like where our, you know, if we all do choose to have kids, where our kids will be is where their parents
Exactly.
are, you know,
Yeah.
because we didn't necessarily get, at least for myself, I didn't necessarily get taught like the importance of finances. My mom was just like, you know, I just desire not to live from check to check.
Exactly.
And while living from check to check. And now I'm in a position that she would want us to be, which is to not live from check to check. But now I'm like, okay, but how can I increase
But now
that
how do I invest? How do I
Exactly.
save? How do I budget? How do I
Exactly. And it's very, it's a lot of pressure because, you know, you really kind of feel like you are the one trying to learn it on your own.
Yeah. No, because we really
are.
We really are. I have this conversation often with my husband and my sister because we're talking about money like at least once a week.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, what are we doing? Like, how do we get here? How do we get back in this debt that we already paid off?
Right.
Like, what is happening in life
time.
right now, right? Because there's been plenty of times like I paid off $20,000 in like 6 months,
Exactly.
right?
And then you're like, well, how did my credit card go back up like that?
That fucking part. Like, what is happening here? Like, I didn't buy shit, right?
Exactly.
But, you know, that's inflation. But it's like, it's just
It
so
be them
much
subscriptions, really. Them subscriptions
and
be
it-
whooping our ass.
And it's so much that be happening. It's like, okay, how do we get to a point where it's like, we don't keep getting back there. That's the part. Like, because we all know, I feel like I can speak for all three of us. We all know what it's like to be out of like consumer debt.
Yeah.
And then we know what it's like to be back
in
into
consumer
it.
debt.
And it's like, okay, the next time I get out of consumer debt,
I want to stay there.
Exactly. I want to stay there. What do I need to do to get there, right? And like some of those things, like, and I think I've texted you about this before, both of y'all, one of y'all. But like, just even like when we think about like our savings and stuff, right? I don't even have regular savings accounts anymore. That's trash.
Yeah.
Okay. I have all my savings at this point are in high yields. They're outside of investments. They're in high yield savings account because one thing I'm gonna do that I learned from the white people, making money work for you, right? And high yield savings account. So a high yield savings account is. So
and I'm about to put that in my phone. So
I would definitely.
I still got that link you sent me.
I would definitely send you the link.
Okay.
So basically, so you know how you have a regular savings account, your money not doing anything.
Absolutely.
You ain't making but 26 cents probably the entire
If
year.
that, it's probably like 10 cents, right?
Yeah.
But a high yield savings account, the percentage is higher.
Okay.
So if I have $3,000 in that account for a whole month, I'm probably gonna make about extra $15 minimum. That's just me. But it depends on like if it's a 5%, a 4%, a 3%. So the more you keep putting money in the account, the more it's making money on itself. So while our regular savings account, like regular degular that we had like with Chase or whoever was only giving us like 1 cent a fucking month, this is giving you like dollars a month.
Oh, okay.
And it's all depending on how much you put in there.
That's good. So, cause what I'm doing, so I'm financially transparent. So, so I don't know. Maybe somebody can help me if y'all listen. Let me know what's going on. So my credit took an extreme hit. So I don't have a lot of credit card debt. I don't have a lot of credit card lines. But for some reason, my credit card companies are continuing to reduce my credit limit. So I have
if you don't use it.
a city. So, but that's the thing. I have at least one bill on each credit card. So it's like it's being used at least once a month.
Right.
So I had a city credit card, $7,000 credit card limit. I'm probably spending maybe $100 a month. I end up going to doggone Walmart, and I was at the register looking like a broke bitch because my card kept declining. So I'm like,
looking like a broke bitch.
What is going on? Why is my card declining?
They
so
want
I'm
you using like 33% of your credit.
Exactly.
limit.
So I'm like, so let me call Citi So they're like, so I'm like, I know I only had like a balance of $1,000 out of $7,000
Right.
$7,000
That's not
credit card
terrible.
interest.
That's not bad.
I called them. Guess what? They had reduced my credit history, my credit line to.
$1,000?
$1,500?
No,
$800?
like $1,500. So now it looks like I've used almost more than 80% of my credit limit.
Yeah.
Then I have like our furniture on. I'm financing our furniture. I had a $8,000 credit limit on my furniture. I got about $4,000 worth for furniture in the house right now. They end up sending me just like my regular bills. So I'm just looking at it, I'm like, why the hell did it say I got a available credit of $124?
Oh, wow. They cut it again.
They literally cut it down so much. They cut it down to the amount that I damn near just owe.
Bought for the couch.
So that's a big hit on your credit.
Yeah,
because now
it
it
is.
looks like you're using more money than you have. So
Did
I'm
you
like,
ask them why?
I asked them. We can't see why, but we'll send you a letter. Still waiting for
I would
letters.
talk to a credit person.
So now I'm like in this space. So I'm like trying to get like my credit back in order, because I've been telling them like, you guys are affecting my credit. Like, luckily I already got a house and got a car, so I'm not really too big on that stuff. I'm like, you guys are really affecting my credit. So now I'm just like, let me just try and do snowball method. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's a snowball method. So paying off my smallest bills and then gradually going up. But one thing I had realized, because I had a nice amount of money in my savings, I had a friend tell me when I was talking about my savings, and they were like, you ain't got that money in savings. You got that money to clear debt. So you got $10,000 in savings, and you got $20,000 in debt. No, you got $10,000 in debt. So that's how I'm at now, just using like what I do put in my savings to like try and clear some of my debt. And then I also have like for my check, like I have a certain amount of my money from each check automatically goes to my savings. So before it even hits my check, I don't even see it. Yeah. It just goes straight there. But now I'm thinking about taking that out and stopping that. I never heard of high yields. What is it?
High yield.
High yields account. Never heard of that. But what I was going to do was stop pointing to my savings in general and just focus on my retirement for right now, and then possibly go back to my savings. So I need that information, because I need to break the curse.
Yeah, no, we all have to. I would definitely send it to you. But and there are a lot of people out here that are finance people that'll tell you so many different ways to do it. What I would suggest, if it was me, right, I would keep something in your savings, at least 3 months worth of your expenses. And then if you want to pause putting stuff in there and then doing, investing and paying off that, go.
Yeah.
Is there like penalty fees if you need to take out emergency cash with high yields accounts and things like that? Okay.
You don't have
or minimum
the link
balance.
That I sent you guys, you don't have
like
to have a minimum balance. You can open it up right now with $0 in there.
Okay.
And there's no penalty for you to remove money from there. I have 3 high yield savings accounts. One for emergency, life emergency, 3 months worth.
One for travel.
One for travel. Exactly. Y'all already know my life. So yeah, travel, vacation, and then one for just life stuff. So like if I want to do home renovations or whatever. Now all of them counts not filled, right? But I have them there, so when I have extra money, I could put them back in there.
Yeah.
My emergency has some money in there, of course. My vacation don't have, because I went on vacation, right? So because that's what it's
served
for.
its purpose. You did what you're supposed to do.
It served its purpose. While I was stacking, I was letting extra funds get up in there. Now I need to use it for vacation, so you just keep doing it, right? I only have a checking account, and that's for bills to come out of, right? Yeah. And depending on what those bills are, I use my credit cards for like anything that's like auto pay that I can use it for. I use it for that, because guess what? A lot of my points. That part, right? So it's like you're literally making everything work for you, like being a little bit smarter with your decision. If I get points, boom, because what I'm gonna use those points for?
Always pay more than a minimum payment.
When you're doing that. For sure.
My points give me cash back. My points give me one card. My points give me cash back. One card. My points give me flights.
Do you have recommendations for credit cards?
So I have a Southwest credit card, but that's because I fly Southwest all the time, right? Boom, that makes sense. I heard that the Chase Sapphire card is really great. I do want that credit card. I really do. I'm just trying to be, not...
You're trying to hold out.
You know what I'm saying? I got a Chase Freedom card. I've
had Chase Freedom my entire life.
Like, a lot of these cards I had since college. Right? Those are my Freedom and my Southwest are the one that gives me the most points. I have a Barclay card. I have an Apple credit card, which is great. I love my Apple credit card from the actual Apple store because I actually get cash back. So every time I spend it, I get cash back into my Apple Pay.
Oh.
Yeah. So like you get like a certain percentage depending on what
like 5% sometimes.
Yeah, depending on what you're buying.
That's cool.
So like when y'all be like, oh, I got like true story. My husband didn't even know because he didn't have Apple Pay set up. He didn't even. I was like, somebody trying to send him money, and they was like, I'm gonna send you money through Apple Pay, and they just sent it before he could say something. He's like, what the fuck is this? I don't have this. I was like, oh, let's set it up, baby. We set that up. That man had $200 in there because he didn't realize that when he was using that credit card,
he was getting
money back, and he was like, what?
Them, I'm going to comment too on them points though. Don't get no credit card that no points attached to it. That's probably the worst thing you can do.
At this point, it's
pointless. It's pointless. Like so,
literally.
So I was able to get because I've been we're doing Christmas at our home this year, and my goal is to get at least all the people under 21 a gift. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of them. But
bless y'all ministry.
I was able to. I went on when I'm like, let me see what all I got with my points. I'm like, let me see how many points I got. So I had like 18,000 points on one card. So I'm like, well, you can either get cash. Like I said, on that card, I could either get cash back. I could get gift cards, or I can pay it towards your balance.
Your statement balance. Yep.
So the reason why I chose not to pay towards my statement balance because once you pay towards your statement balance, you still got to pay your balance.
Yeah, it don't.
It's not gonna cancel out your month's payment. So I'm like, I was gonna pay this anyway. But anyway, I was able to go in there and get 6 $25 gift cards.
That part, hello.
For my niece, for my little cousins.
Good.
And that canceled out, having to get those, spending my own money. Mm-hmm. And I did that. And then I went on my other card. Let me see how many I got on here. And sometimes they have sales on gift cards.
Yeah.
So they may reduce the amount of points you got to use to get a certain amount of cards. So my other credit card, they was having a sale on some of their gift cards. So a gift card that may have been like 2,500 points for $25 was not like 2,200 points. Mm-hmm. So I was able to get a couple of more gift cards, y'all. So I was just like, I would never get a credit card that ain't got no fly miles or no points.
It's pointless.
It's
literally pointless. I have one credit card that don't got nothing in it, but that was like my very first credit card in college.
Yeah, that's how
one
like
the slate. And I called them one time. I said, hey, can y'all just merge that? Because they got a different slate that does have points. Mm-hmm. I'm like, can y'all switch my card to that one? Of course they said no, fuckers. But I'm like, damn, come on. But it's like, I'm saying, F y'all. So I literally only use it just so that they don't
close it.
Yeah, they don't close it. So like, and I assign all my credit cards for certain things, right? Mm-hmm. Like when I was shopping on Amazon, every now and again I try to, boycott Amazon. But like I got one card that's strictly all Amazon payments come off of that.
Yeah.
One card that's strictly like my Southwest is flights and Amazon, travel and Amazon come off that, while like my Freedom card I use for like everyday stuff like groceries, stuff like that whenever I gotta do, because I'm like, I can get that money back. And I think that having that mentality helps you like limit what you're spending and like not having all your balances all over there, because like my balance for my credit cards are really high, and I'm one of those people. No, my credit limit, not my balance. My credit limits are really high because I'm one of those people that I take advantage every time on the Chase app. It can ask like, do you want to increase your balance?
You be like, yep.
Your credit limit, and I say yeah. Sometimes it be available, sometimes it don't. Yeah. And child, every time it's available, do that shit.
Because a small token is that when you increase your credit limit, it makes your credit look better, and it makes your debt to ratio look smaller.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you can increase it, always increase it.
Absolutely, always increase it.
What would you guys say is like a financial gem of yours? That's like, I feel like you talked about your gems because you got all the retirement gems, but like a financial gem that you feel like is just like useful. I know for me, credit wise, a financial gem for me is, if you can't pay for it in cash, baby, you can't pay for it in credit.
No, absolutely. Because you need to be able to pay it right back.
You need to be able to pay it right back. So whatever it is that I know, or I would say it like this, whatever it is that I would pay for in cash, I just pay for it in credit. Yeah. And when I get the cash, like, put it on your credit card, because that'll kind of help you stay out of debt while also building your credit history. But what would you say is like either a credit or a financial gem that you may have wished you knew when you was younger that you know now?
I wish I knew all this shit when I was younger.
I was gonna say all of it, all of it.
Yeah.
I definitely save. Like I've made, if anything, like mad money, whether it's even in my account or cash, is just always put money away. Always put a savings away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been my biggest thing is even when debt is high that month, put something away and don't touch it. And I don't touch it. So it's just sitting there.
Exactly.
So I've always been one of saving. And then, yeah, that's my biggest thing.
I really wish I would have learned just more about like investing into my retirement account the minute I got like a real job.
That's what I screwed up.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I screwed up.
Because especially for a person like I want to retire when I'm 55. Will I be able to? I don't know. Because I know that when I retire at 55, I need like $3 million minimum. Yeah. I don't know where that's coming from, but the Lord gonna bless me. I'm claiming it. But I feel like had I started as soon, if I had the knowledge and started as soon as I was done in 2015 January when I started in my career, like I would be so much further. But now. At the very least, like you said, regardless of what I got going on, I have like a set amount, even if it's just like $100.
Put something
automatically going into my investments account, my retirement accounts, and I don't care if it's like 2 hard months for me financially because life is life.
Not touching
that automatically. I got it set on auto pay. I'm not touching it because I need to retire.
I make it was for my savings now, but I'm going to transition it to be more like investment accounts. But when I do my savings, to me, it's an expense. It's like a light bill.
It is.
No, absolutely.
It has to go. Like
it's on my budget sheet.
If ands and buts about that, it's not that is something is not going into there because rainy days will happen more often than not, and like you literally have to have something. But you touched on something that I wish I would have did. So when I started and got into the social work career straight out of college, I was 22. So, me and my mom, my family, we didn't think I was going to be at the job I was at for as long as I was. So, it was pretty much like, this is your first job. You're probably not going to be there for longer than a year. You don't need to put it into a retirement account right now.
Yeah.
I ended up being there for 7 years.
Yeah.
And did not put it into my retirement. Because it never circled back to me. Like, hey, your retirement, because it was just that one time that it was actually even mentioned about, do you want to put it to your 401k? They ask you that once you start the job. Right. They don't come back and ask you.
No.
They ask you that one
time. It's enrollment time. Do you want to?
Exactly.
And you don't really be paying attention.
After that, the only enrollment they talk about is health benefits.
Yep.
Yeah.
It ain't no
further conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when I finally did decide I was leaving the job, I had ended up dropping down to part-time. The next time they ended up talking about investments or 401ks is when they switched the company they were using. And I realized, I said, it's been 7 years and I've never paid into my retirement.
Did your company match?
They did.
Damn.
So luckily I stayed on part-time for like 2 extra years or so. So I got a little something. I was at the 5-year mark when I realized that I hadn't been paying into it, and I was at the 7-year mark once I ended up leaving.
I would definitely, if your
just
job
start.
offering,
I do.
Just do it.
If they match.
But I was 22. I didn't know nothing about that. You know, like I didn't know what matching was. I didn't know. I was the first person to graduate from college. Like I knew like absolutely like nothing. The first person to actually have like a career, a field. Like I didn't know nothing. So I was like, dang. Like so, moving forward, if you get a job, invest.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was grateful for.
You mentioned college. If I had known what I know now, I wouldn't have took out as much loan debt as I did in college.
It would have been a refund. I would have had to repay.
Exactly. I would have figured it out. I would have figured it out. Like I worked and got the loans, but like, if you are a first generation college student, you are somebody that's like starting from scratch. You are buying like all of your first new appliances.
Exactly.
And your bedding and maybe even a car. You were trying to like figure out life. So that little extra cushion money, we was out there trying to make a way.
Yeah.
And I realized that
I
was our
would've
first
figured
credit
it out.
cards, to be honest.
That too.
Our
that
refunds.
That too.
That part, 'cause,
Girl,
baby, we
if
did
I would have
for a
known,
refund.
I would have.
Hello?
I would have.
I bought
I
my
would have
car for
forego
refund.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Like you said, no, not shit.
You take that refund
that
back.
shit.
Get that shit out my face. I'm finna go to this job and work a double.
Exactly.
That part.
And then you still end up working.
And I still was
with the
working, so it was
refund.
just like, no, that was bad debt. Bad debt.
But that's just like, even like speaking of college refund, that's just like when people want tax refunds.
Yeah.
That's actually not a good thing.
Yeah.
You should not want a
You
tax
spend too
refund.
much.
Yeah, because that means you gave the fucking government too much of your
money.
money. Like, what is happening here?
Breaking even is good.
Exactly. Breaking even is good. And my tax professional had to tell me that. I'm like, what my refund? And he said, you really don't want a refund. Well, I'm like, well, somebody needs to pay me something. Then when he broke it down, I was like, that's what that means?
Yeah. That's my tax
I
preparer.
should
She
have
was
really had
like,
more money every day of my life. You
right.
niggas took my money?
My tax preparer, she said, even with the child, she said, I'm not going to encourage you to file one. She said, I'm not going to, because she was like single, I'm not going to encourage you to file one. She said, with a child, I'm not going to encourage you to file two. She said, just keep it at 0. She said, and if you break even, because we had to been break even, was actually owing. So she was like, so you may either break even. She's like, if you get $100 back, good. She said, but the goal
My
is for you to
tax
break
lady
even.
be making miracles. I don't know about that. I guess I ain't never had a year not get nothing back.
Yeah, nah, But you also have a business though too.
I know. I was gonna say.
So
my
those
business
are different. Like as a business owner, I think our last tax season, like because we've gotten stuff back as well, and rightfully so, just because of business.
You spend a lot of your
stuff,
business
right?
expenses.
Yeah.
But I was so excited that the last tax season. We almost broke even. We got like maybe $500 back, but I was like, oh my God, we kind of like broke even. Like I set aside like hella money for
Just
taxes
to
to pay because we filed jointly, right?
Right.
And so I was like, wait a minute. I can go. I told my tax man, I said, what am I gonna do with this money? He said, you can do whatever with it. It's
And
your
then it was
money.
tax season all over
And
again,
I'm
and you were like, I did it myself.
I got 20 grand.
Right.
You did your own tax season.
Yeah. I said, well, look at this, right? But it's just like learning these things as you go through life because no one is teaching
taught
us.
us.
And
No one is
especially
teaching
because
you.
we're in a
Exactly.
generation and we're in a space in life where we're doing things differently than our parents.
Exactly.
We have businesses. We're like, all this other stuff. So like our parents weren't necessarily business owners in this capacity. Where it's like, oh, this is what this looked like.
Yeah.
Oh, this is you should expect back.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh, okay, it feels good.
Yeah, and credit is still a fairly new concept. I think credit came out like the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, and credit is a
Yeah.
scam.
Like
Anyway,
it's a
but
fairly
I don't
new
wanna talk
concept in
about
the
that.
first place. So
Yeah, and honestly, and this is another thing that I learned, right, about credit. And I learned this from like on Twitter. Sometimes Twitter be having gems if you follow the right people. But it was like, if you really think about it, once you are established in life and you have everything that you want and you need,
you don't need credit.
you don't need credit anymore.
Oh,
if
no.
you have your house and you
got your car?
you got your car, you're good. Once you pay off that mortgage, once you pay off your car note, your credit score, God bless you, is actually going to drop because you don't have that revolving credit anymore. So it's like, it's pointless at that point. And that's what the fuck I'm trying to get. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm not putting this out there for nobody because I'm not saying this is a good thing, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. But it's not necessarily a good thing, but it's not really a bad thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing, though. And our other counterparts use it a lot more than what black people use it.
Bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy.
Yep.
Oh,
Baby,
yeah.
they will file bankruptcy.
My mama love bankruptcy.
This one lady,
My mama love
They were filing in the
I knew about that at like 8 years old. I knew
and
about it.
I also heard that I learned this on TikTok, and it was actually from a white lady, very nice, beautiful mansion home. She said, our family, our entire family, we file for bankruptcy every 10 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
She said,
Because you're established, you don't need it.
Exactly. She said we have the house, we have the car.
Yeah, 'cause you don't have to put your
She
house
was like,
in there.
if she said there's any credit card that you want to keep, like American Express, because I don't want to let go of my American Express cards. Those hard enough to get. She's like an American
They
Express
are
card.
hard. I got a business one.
She said you write them a letter to maintain relationship with them. She said, but we filed for bankruptcy every 10 years to reestablish and rebuild our credit.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it ain't even that hard to rebuild credit
It's
if you
not.
really think about it. It's really not.
And if you think
It just
if you
takes
file
discipline.
every 10 years, your bankruptcy files off your report after 7.
It absolutely does.
Yeah.
So not saying go and do that.
You gotta
Be
be in the
responsible.
right financial state
Space.
to do that.
Exactly.
Speak to a financial advisor.
Yes.
Exactly. Don't.
Because some
Whiny
people can't
police
even
is not
file
telling you to make
right.
irresponsible decisions with your money.
Because most people can't even file bankruptcy unless you have a certain credit limit anyway.
Yeah.
And in order to get a certain credit limit, you have to be approved for that credit. If you can't approve for that credit, you probably can't file for bankruptcy.
That
No
part.
way. So,
Hello.
So-
I'm just saying.
but anyway,
I definitely feel like, like just being a woman in finance and just learning it is so important. I'm grateful for all the trials and tribulations that I've experienced. But it's like, okay, let's get this shit together. And
I'm ready
stay
to be
together.
set. I'm ready to be set.
Right? Like
I'm
I
ready to
got
be 6-0.
I got the concepts of the plan. Right.
Let's get this plan in motion.
Let's put it in motion and let it stick. That's the whole ordeal. Because like we said, like we've been successful and we
Yeah.
continue to be successful, but it's still a learning process because it's like, oh, we figured it out. We had to learn our own. We figured it out, but it's like, okay, but we haven't figured the part out of how to stay there.
it feels like you're in a rat race.
Yeah,
It is. It's always changing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It's changing.
Yeah.
Bitcoin,
We're always
all
trying
that.
to
Like,
keep
we
up.
can keep going. We can keep going.
Always
It feels like
moving.
we're always trying to catch up and keep up.
Yeah,
I caught up,
Yeah.
now I got to keep up.
Yep,
exactly.
Yep.
And
So-
I think for me, like sometimes the keeping up part,
The keeping up
Yeah.
part.
it's the hardest.
and it
part.
ain't with the Kardashians.
New thing to learn.
Hell no. Ain't nobody trying to keep up with their asses. I'm trying to just keep up with my
With
lifestyle,
myself, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and be, like you said, be able to, because another thing that I've realized is that the hard work that I'm doing now, it's not
It's
for
not
me.
for me.
It's for my grandkids, if we're being honest.
Period.
It ain't even for my kids. Like, my kids gonna benefit, but by the time I know that I'm where I really want to be, my grandkids
Could benefit.
is going to be the one that solely benefit, like,
I
wholeheartedly
want to be a rich
benefit.
grandma.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, now
But
I'm
it's
gonna be a rich
possible.
grandma.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a rich grandma because I'm.
Like I said, my
retired.
desire is to see 6 zeros at some point. I want to see 6 zeros.
And will.
I feel like I would because I never thought I'd see what I see now. But one thing, this is another thing I think I'm trying to break, and I know we got to wrap it up.
Great fam.
I'm trying to break when you get an increase, feeling your increase. I'm tired of being at the point, sometimes you get a raise, you're like, I don't even feel the raise. Or I don't even
Because
feel.
that keep going
Because
high.
that keeps going.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's
Yeah.
like,
They
I'm
say
trying
more
to get
money,
some.
more problems.
It
I
really do.
want
It really
more
do.
money, less problems.
Yep.
Exactly. And you would think
Got
that more money
a
was
salary
less
increase. Now
problem.
you got a car note because the car broke down.
Exactly. You got a salary increase. Oh, shit, you got plumbing.
Yep.
Hello,
You
I
got a
just
room.
dealt with plumbing.
Got to get a new HVAC system.
HVAC. Exactly.
Child.
Yes. So
You
yeah.
pay your car, and y'all know you do some shit. Shit started acting weird. I paid my car off last year, right? Baby, that car started trying to act a fool. I said, you better get your ass together.
I'm trying to get at least 2 more, 3 more, 5 more years.
that part. And
I had to trade
told
my baby
husband,
in at like 189,000 miles.
I told my husband, I said, if my car, like, do some weird shit and break down, baby, we're going to be down to one car because I am not paying another car. Whatever sacrifice need to be made, going to be made. I will have to, if I got to get up and take you to work,
Exactly.
whatever. Luckily, I work from home, so I ain't going to need to do that too many days. But it's like, I am, like, trying to be very disciplined because that's the key word. That's the key
Discipline,
thing.
yeah.
I'm trying to be very disciplined, and that includes me not having a car note for the next 2 to 3 years of my life
I'm going to
because
be
I got the
disciplined
shit
after
to do.
January.
That's what I said. January, I'm
January already happened, y'all. We sorry. Look. but I'm gonna get there.
This year we gonna get it right.
But it's okay though,
Yeah.
because in our group chat we gonna now since we talking about it.
Accountability.
We gonna
Accountability
accountability.
partners.
We're gonna be accountable. Like, hey, did you put that up to say? Hey, did you open that? Hey, what you did? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's what we need.
Yeah,
an
you do.
accountability
You
partner.
need somebody to follow
Like,
up.
I be calling my sister like, hey, I got this extra $2,000. I made extra money this month in my business. I think I'm gonna pay this, or should I pay this? Like, we be having to, like, I'm like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Am I tweaking? Am I doing too much? Because sometimes I'll get in so much of a sacrifice mode that I'll be like,
You don't have no fun.
but exactly.
I'm about to say,
I'm
let's
like,
take
fuck all
something
this
for
shit, pay it
yourself.
off.
Yeah.
I'm going into hiding, and then that. So the time so y'all don't be seeing me doing shit, that's because I done went into hiding.
You don't want to overload.
Because I'm like, every time I got paid on something, I'll see y'all
I
next
remember
month.
when she was getting married, This girl put her and Jarvis on a $25 a week budget.
I remember that.
I did.
I remember that budget.
I was like, how did y'all do $25 a week?
I think I invited you out for something. He was like, "No, is it? How much is it? If it's over,
Right.
He was like, if it's over $25,
If
I
it
can't
ain't a
go."
lunch date at McDonald's.
I was like, okay.
But guess what?
But that was discipline.
I was disciplined, right? And
Y'all paid off that wedding and got your house.
we paid off that wedding, got our house, and went to Turks and Caicos and Aruba all in that 1 year. It was so I was just so proud of us because I'm like, because the goal is like we each saved 20 grand in a year, so it was at 40 grand altogether. Like I was so strict. I'm like, no, we gotta do this. We gotta do this. Like, and it was successful. Like we were successful in it. And to this day, it be sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish I was back at my mama's house and he's back at his parents' house.
So you can say,
Baby, because we got adult bills now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I'm about ready to tell my mama to move in.
Girl, I told Melissa has to move in too. I said, baby, come, you want to move over here?
rent is due on the 1st.
It's $500. Just
throw me a little something. Throw me a little something to put some groceries in the
pay
fridge.
the utilities.
Right. That's $500. That's
some.
gonna cover utilities and
Yeah, throw
groceries. I
something
should've
and
that
put some
much.
groceries in the fridge.
But yeah, that $25 a week was something. And shout out to my friends because the ones who really wanted me to go out, they covered my way.
That's
And I appreciate it because
You had a goal. You met the goal. I was so proud. I was just like, damn. Like, it was just like, that. You met a goal and that was goals. Like, that was like crazy.
Man.
But doable.
yeah, and it was, and it was just like, okay, and I didn't even, and it wasn't like I was like, oh, I can't do nothing in life. I just found
You did it
ways
with that
around
reason.
it. Yeah, I was like,
Improvise.
okay, we can do this, we can do that. Just
Exactly.
you know, so. But it's doable, y'all. Like being like, I tell everybody, sit down, look at your budget, write down all your debt, come up with a budget, create a budget that works for you.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you gotta still be able to have leisure in it too. You never want to feel like you're not enjoying
All work
life
and no
because
play.
then you're gonna fall off and
Yeah.
you're like, fuck this shit. So like, even when you're doing your budget, still like make sure you budget like fun money. So like, how I budget is $25 a week. If yours is $25 a week, if yours is $50 a week, whatever, just budget it so that you still feel like I'm accomplishing my goal and I feel like I'm living life and not missing out.
My coworker at my old job, him and his wife had an oops budget.
I love an oops budget.
So they
My
was
cousin has one of those.
Like, if we just went over just a little bit, oops, just go ahead and pull it from.
Yeah.
Pull it from the oops budget, but it's very little, not like a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's like little, like you ain't make a $200 oops.
Right.
Nah, it's like you made like a $10, $15 oops,
Yeah.
but not like a huge oops. I thought that was super cute.
No, it is. I like that. I don't know. I can talk about money all the time,
right?
baby, because I love talking about it.
It's attracting. We're attracting.
I love
let's
it.
talk
I
about it.
love it. And if you're a business owner, make sure you have a solo 401k.
Account. Yeah.
A solo 401k for your business. Max it out. And that's the other thing. For all of your retirement accounts, the goal is to always try to max it out yearly. And if you're married, I think your number is a bit higher. But try your best to max it out. Talk to a finance professional. Get that shit in order and get on your grind.
Yeah.
Seriously. Any other to-dos?
To-dos or to-jams?
Any other jams? Okay,
I
y'all.
don't know
Well,
what I can think of.
okay, well, y'all gonna be successful financially. I
Okay.
speak that over everybody that's listening and watching it, because we all deserve it. We all, I don't care what race you are, we all deserve to be financially free
American dream.
and to live, because exactly.
American
Right.
dream.
Right?
The way y'all just looked at me. I felt the heat. Yeah, it was right.
But as always, y'all know what to do. Follow us on all social media platforms at Why Me Please Podcast. Share it with your community, your family, your friends, your work environment, all the other good stuff. Y'all know what it is. We're not the podcast for tea.
Why me, please? We gotta reach. This is the first time I had some wine left.
Right.
This
Because
is
you was like
strong.
that 13%.
I was gonna say we had to go slow with that one. I was like,
that
pace yourself.
13%.
I was like, pace yourself, girl.
And don't forget, if you want our advice, send us an email to advice@whymepleasepodcast.com.